Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Govs on the Go Faculty Spotlight, a podcast featuring faculty in the College of Arts and Letters here at Austin Peay State University. My name is Dr. Buzz Hoon. I'm the Dean of the College. I'm also the host of the podcast, and today I have a very special pleasure of talking with Dr. Pam Gray, professor in the Department of Communication here at Austin Peay. Welcome to the show, Dr. Gray.
Thank you, I think.
Well, I promise we will have fun.
Oh, I know we'll have fun.
Today's show, because everything with you is fun.
Well, not necessarily. You can ask my students, and there's a few out there right now looking at me saying, no, it's not fun.
Well, let's talk a little bit about how you got to Austin Peay. I'm always interested in hearing about the journey. What drew you to the university?
I don't know. I was teaching at a small liberal arts college, and I was a one-person department.
Oh.
It's kind of like I didn't have colleagues. I didn't have friends. No. Yeah. But I just decided I was looking for something new and applied and came down for the interview, and here I am.
You're from this particular...
No, I'm actually from West Kentucky.
West Kentucky. Mm-hmm. So, but you're from this part of the country.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. So Austin Peay was familiar to me.
So it was familiar to you.
And so I knew what I was coming to when I got here. Right.
And made it into the wonderful department that it is.
Absolutely.
You probably have had a chance to teach lots of different classes. What are some of your favorites and why?
I always loved teaching freshmen because freshmen they're kind of like the blank slate. You can teach them all kinds of new things, and they get excited about different things. So when we were teaching the Intro to Mass Communication, which we've just recently brought back, that was one of my favorites. I always loved teaching Intro to PR. That's one of my favorites also. And I love teaching comm theory to undergraduates on ground, because when they finally get it, it's just that wonderful moment.
When the light comes on?
That light comes on and the little eyes light up and they get engaged, and it's very rewarding. I
know you're also a very popular teacher in the graduate studies classes, but why, talk about the relationships that you have with graduate students. It's a little bit different than the undergraduates,
Absolutely.
As you mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because all of our courses are online, you don't get to meet them. And there actually have been many occasions where I have had a student in multiple classes supervise their research and never met them until I walked to graduation. So we're not supposed to go backstage where they're getting ready for graduation, and I always sneak down the hall and find my people, and we get pictures. And there's actually a hashtag out there, selfie with Dr. Gray, that they've put up. And that's sometimes the first time I meet them. But sometimes we have a lot of students who come from undergraduate directly into the graduate program. So I've had them in class before, and it's always fun to see how they've changed and matured. Yeah,
how they've grown over the years. That's
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Right.
That you see their enthusiasm for just being here to their completion as a young adult ready to go out to take on their careers.
And when I first started, I actually was teaching courses at every level, so that I saw a freshman come in as a PR major, that's what I mainly teach, all the way through their senior year. So I really got to see how they changed throughout that time.
So I'm always interested to hear what, if a young person comes to you, and I'm sure they have over the years, and said, interested in public relations, why should I go into that as a career? What do you tell them? What's the advantages of that?
First, they have to be willing to do the kind of work that it requires. Okay. They have to like people. They have to like to write. They have to like to communicate. And sometimes you'll get a student that just really doesn't fit into it, and I always make suggestions about other fields that they should go into. Because I always tell them, I said, don't get enamored of the professor, get enamored of the subject.
Good.
So that you pick what fits for you, not what you think I might want to or someone else might want you to do.
So you always seem to have high impact experiences sort of embedded into your programs.
I try to.
So when it fits in.
When it fits in.
Why is that important to you, and how does that benefit our students?
Well, I can teach them a lot out of a book, but they can take a book and they can read it. But if I can show them how to do it hands-on or get them involved and engaged with it, then it becomes more important. I was talking about teaching the theory class, the undergraduate theory class. I make them teach class, so we kind of co-teach and they teach, and then I pick up the spots that they miss, and they have to create lesson plans, and they have to create activities and all of that stuff. And it's maybe they don't know a lot about a whole lot of different theories, but they know a whole lot about one, and the students just really get engaged with what's going on in the classroom.
Now, I know you don't like to toot your horn, so I'm going to do a little tooting for you, and I'm going to read from this because you've won several teaching awards, both from the university level, from the region, from the state level, and that's really significant. But your students describe you as fun, passionate, engaging, direct, interesting, and challenging. And my question is, which of those terms impact you the most today?
Interesting. That they kind of never know what they're going to get whenever I walk into the room. And it's always, that's one of the fun things when you have students that don't know you and you walk in and you start acting, then you start acting a certain way, or my crazy normal way. But they kind of look at me like, that's not what a professor's supposed to be back like. So I say, oh, so let's talk about stereotypes. So I just take it into, a subject matter type thing. But they're interesting would be my choice. I actually had a student on one of your other podcasts who said I was tough and I was difficult. And I thought, I'm not tough and difficult. But she said I made her a better writer. So
that's
that
right.
made me.
That's all the alums I've ever talked to, most of the time will describe you as challenging, as somebody that is, has the bar at a certain level and says you need to reach this. Right. We're not going to lower it for you. Right. Have you seen in your own personal growth as a teacher that, do you think you were always that way, or have you grown to be, I'm sure you've grown to be a better teacher in some ways, and how's that evolved?
Oh, of course. I've had to do that to survive through academia. You have to kind of grow and change. I think I've become more, in some ways, tolerant of what's going on and more understanding and trying to help students as they navigate higher ed. I was a non-traditional student, okay? Nobody taught me anything about what to do as a college student. But then I had a few mentors along the way who helped me, and I always want to be that person for them to help them understand the system. So I think, I've changed, I've matured. I don't know that I've gotten tougher. Maybe I've just maybe I've tried to be more innovative in what I do.
That's excellent. Now, one of the things that I think was really interesting about your time here, and some people, when I got on campus, certainly told me about this, is the show, Two Crazy Ladies in a Golf Cart, which you did with somebody that was featured on the earlier Faculty Spotlight, Dr. Tracy Nichols. How did that show come about, and how can we get it going again?
Well, I've told you. Yeah. We need a new golf cart. I'm not sure how it got started. Tracy and I were talking one day, and I was laughing about doing something with the golf cart, and I said, come on, I'll take you across campus. And we're driving. I said, we really ought to put a GoPro on this thing and talk to people. And we did, and it's turned out to be a lot of fun. COVID got in the way, so we didn't get to do it for all those years, and it's been a while just trying to get schedules back where we can start up production again. But we have plans to do that. Okay. And you will be one of our first.
I would be honored to be on that golf cart with two ladies. I'm not going to say crazy ladies.
No, it is crazy ladies. I want to amend it to two old crazy ladies, but Tracy's not old, so.
Okay. Is it because of the driving?
Yes. If you've not seen the opening, it's because of the driving. Yeah. I'm a little dangerous. I've always worried that the campus police were going to come stop us sometime. But of course, we would have filmed that also. Or we might have taken them for a ride. Okay.
One other thing that I want to talk to you about, you've been involved in some study abroad, and most recently you went to England. Right. Can you talk a little bit about why that's such a life-changing thing for a student to have an opportunity to be involved in study abroad?
I've had a chance to go twice. One year I took Tracy Nichols' organizational communication students, and we did a study abroad service learning course, which was phenomenal. And then the last time was with the DEAL program, which is a new program here at Austin Peay, which is trying to get students at an earlier age to get involved in study abroad so that they get hooked and they want to do more. I think it's a wonderful experience for students. They can see the differences between different countries. They can just get the experience of travel, because sometimes our students don't get the opportunity to travel very far from home. To them, going to Florida is like a major trip, and when you take them to a foreign country, even though it's England, it really changes their life and their perspective. And I've done some study away before I came to Austin Peay, which was a fabulous trip there too.
Well, I think it's great that you're willing to go out and do that, because again, it opens up a door, opens up a window to somebody's life, and they may see the world in a different manner. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for being on the show. I know you were, for those that are out there, you were very reluctant to do this, but there's been so many people that have recommended that I needed to have you on the show, and of course, I feel you're my very first connection with Austin Peay, my good friend, and I'm glad to have you on here and to recognize all that you do for this university.
Thank you.
And thanks to all the viewers and listeners out there for joining us. We will continue to profile some of the outstanding professors we have here in the College of Arts and Letters at Austin Peay State University. So until next time, stay safe, take care, and God bless.